que iba a costar.
From the dusty streets of Calcín, Argentina to the electric cauldron of the Metropolitano, Julián Álvarez's journey isn't just a football story, it's a rebellion, an £82 million gamble against the odds. A striker who traded Pep Guardiola's chessboard for Diego Simeone's battlefield, and a lesson in why self-belief trumps silverware. He walked away from £300,000 a week to become a regular starter. Julián Álvarez didn't just quit Manchester City's trophy assembly line, he torched it. While Pep Guardiola obsessed over Haaland's robot legs, Julián was plotting a revenge arc so cold, even Simeone's heart skipped a beat. Why? Because this isn't a transfer, it's a declaration of war. But here's the kicker you won't find on Transfer Market. At 15, Julián nearly quit football. His family couldn't afford bus fare to River Plate's academy, so he ran 5 miles every damn day. Fast forward to Qatar 2022, while Messi soaked the glory, Julián assassinated Croatia with a semi-final rocket, then carried the trophy home in silence. So why should you care? Because this isn't just about goals, it's about rage. The rage of a boy told he's too small, too unpolished, too everything, until he became unignorable. Stick around, we're exposing Guardiola's biggest mistake, Simeone's secret tactical tweaks, and why Julián's right foot just became La Liga's deadliest weapon. This isn't a highlight reel, it's a reckoning. Before he was terrorizing Europe, Julián Álvarez was just a kid with duct tape boots in Calcín, Argentina, a town so small Google Maps blinks. At 9, he played barefoot on gravel, dodging potholes like prime Maradona. By 11, River Plate scouts spotted a diamond in the dirt, but there was a catch. His family couldn't afford the 5-mile bus ride to training. Solution? Julián ran every single day. Rain, sweat, blisters, no excuses. That's not hustle, that's obsession. At 18, he bulldozed into River's first team like a hurricane. Debut 2018, Copa Argentina. First goal, a sniper strike against San Lorenzo in 2019. But the real explosion came in 2021. 20 goals in 46 games, a league title and a Copa Libertadores masterclass. Remember the hat trick against Racing Club? 3 goals in 35 minutes, a statement that Argentina's next killer wasn't coming, he'd arrived. He scored 54 goals in 122 games for River Plate. But here's what stats don't show. Julián played with a rage only forged in Calcín. While teammates partied, he trained. While rivals trash-talked, he silenced them. River Plate didn't just polish a gem, they unleashed a storm. And when Europe came knocking, he didn't just leave, he became the kid that didn't want to make it, but that needed to make it. In Qatar, Julián Álvarez wasn't just Messi's sidekick, he was Argentina's dagger in the dark. Signed by Manchester City 6 months earlier but buried on Pep's bench, Julián arrived at the World Cup as an afterthought. He left as a myth. The role? Chaos agent. While Messi conducted the orchestra, Julián burned down the theatre, pressing like a rabid dog, dragging defenders into hell and finishing like a veteran. His 4 goals tied Messi in the knockout stages. But stats lie. The truth? He was the oxygen to Messi's fire. The masterstroke. Group stage versus Poland. Subbed on, won a penalty and electrified Argentina's stagnant attack. Quarter-final versus Netherlands. A relentless 120-minute shift, pressing Virgil van Dijk into errors. Semi-final versus Croatia. The career-defining game. Stole the ball from Guardiola, sprinted 60 yards, traded a telepathic 1-2 with Messi and buried it. A goal so ruthless even Simeone applauded. But here's the untold story. Messi demanded Julián start. Why? Because while Lautaro Martinez chased glory, Julián chased work. He pressed for 2, linked play like a veteran, and sacrificed his body so Messi could shine. Their bond? Unscripted. No Hollywood passes, just pure, snarling synergy. The numbers don't lie. 4 goals, second top scorer for Argentina. 1 assist, 7.3 kilometers average distance covered per game, highest in the squad. 23 pressures per 90, more than Kylian Mbappe. City had signed him for £14 million in 2022 before the World Cup, but after Qatar, his price tag quadrupled. Pep had a World Cup winner rotting on his bench and a £50 million problem brewing. At Manchester City, Julián Álvarez won everything except Pep's trust. 6 trophies in 2 seasons: Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, UEFA Super League. A £14 million bargain turned into an £82 million profit machine. But here's the dirty secret. Pep treated him like a Swiss Army knife, useful for every job except the one he craved: starting striker. The cold hard stats: 2022-23, 17 goals, 5 assists in 49 games, a goal every 106 minutes, better than Foden and Grealish. Haaland comparison: 52 starts for the Norwegian versus Alvarez's 12 as a false 9. Trophies per minute: 1 medal every 287 minutes. Efficiency: robotic. Appreciation: 0. But here's why City fans still scream his name. When Haaland went quiet, Julian ignited. A hat-trick versus Burnley, a UCL semi-final assist, a clutch FA Cup final cameo. Yet Pep's spreadsheet brain saw super sub, not superstar. Why leave? Let's autopsy. 1. The Haaland wall. 72% of Alvarez's starts came out of position. Right wing, cam, even left back drills. 2. Silent fury. I want to play my role, he told City's hierarchy in 2023. They shrugged. 3. The Atletico lifeline. Simeone called "Be my warrior," Julian packed his knives. The final straw. After the 2023 World Cup final, where Alvarez scored and assisted, Pep praised him as incredible off the bench. Game over. Pep called him a luxury sub. Simeone called him "mi soldado," my soldier. At Atletico Madrid, Julián Álvarez isn't just starting, he's dictating wars. Simeone's masterstroke? Unleashing Julian's feral hunger in a system where grit beats glamour every time. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. In just 12 league games, he's racked up 8 goals, outpacing Griezmann's early season form and silencing critics who called him a system player. But stats only tell half the story. Dive into his heat map and you'll see a striker who lives in the opponent's box. 32% of his touches come there, dwarfing even Haaland's 28%. This isn't just positioning, it's a siege. Simeone's genius? Unleashing Julian's feral instincts. He pressed like a rabid hyena, averaging 24 pressures per 90, a stat that puts him in the top 1% of La Liga. And when the ball lands at his feet, no fancy flicks, no overthinking. 57% of his goals are first-time finishes, raw, ruthless, and ripped straight from the streets of Calcin. But the real magic? His telepathy with Griezmann. In 10 games together, they've traded 3 assists, none sweeter than a derby day backheel to each other that left Bernabeu in ashes. While Guardiola's tactics felt like a PhD thesis, Simeone's plan is a chainsaw manual. See ball, win ball, score ball. And Julian? He's the blade. The numbers don't lie. 0.78 goals per 90, first in La Liga. A 63% dual win rate, higher than Lewandowski, and an XG over performance of plus 2.1. Proof that chaos defies algorithms. Why this works? Because Atletico didn't buy a striker, they weaponized a grudge. Every goal is a middle finger to Pep's spreadsheets, every sprint a reminder of Calcin's gravel roads. So what makes Álvarez so deadly? Julián Álvarez isn't just a striker, he's a hurricane in cleats. While most forwards hunt goals, Julian hunts chaos. His game is built on 3 pillars: a press so relentless it could power a small city, a first-time finish sharper than a samurai's blade, and a knack for erupting when the stakes are nuclear. Take the 2022 World Cup semi-final against Croatia, a moment that crystallized his genius. He stole the ball from Guardiola, sprinted half the pitch like a man possessed, swapped a telepathic 1-2 with Messi, and buried it. No frills, no fear, just pure snarling efficiency. Or rewind to his hat-trick for Manchester City against Burnley, a 27-minute masterclass where he scored with his left, right and forehead, mocking Pep's super sub label with every strike. Fast forward to 2024 and he's Atletico Madrid's Derby Day executioner, outmuscling Rudiger for a toe-poke winner before serving Griezmann a no-look assist that broke the Bernabeu. But here's where Alvarez outshines even Europe's golden boys. Compare him to Lautaro Martinez, Inter Milan's $100 million star. Lautaro dances in highlights. Julian wins wars. While Lautaro misfires in 2022 World Cup group stage, Julian delivers under artillery fire. Lautaro's XG? A flattering facade. Julian's? A plus 2.1 performance. Proof he scores when it hurts, not just when it's easy. The difference? Lautaro is a Ferrari, flashy but fragile. Julian? A tank with a sniper scope. He presses harder, 24 pressures per 90 versus Lautaro's 18. Finishes colder, 57% first-time goals versus 43%. And thrives in systems where fight isn't a tactic, it's the oxygen. So, next time someone calls Alvarez a workhorse, remind them workhorses don't outscore robots, outpress machines or outthink geniuses. They just win. So, Julian Alvarez's story isn't about talent, it's about defiance. A kid who sprinted 5 miles daily just to train now sprints past defenders like they're standing still. A striker Pep Guardiola buried on spreadsheets now buries goals for fun under Simeone's bloodstained banner. From Calcion's gravel to Qatar's glory, from City's bench to Atletico's throne, every step screams the same truth. Greatness isn't given, it's taken. He walks away from Guardiola's perfect system because systems don't win wars, soldiers do. And with 8 goals in 12 games, a derby winner against Real Madrid, and a heat map hotter than Diego Costa's temper, Julian's not just repaying Atletico's €82 million fee, he's humiliating the doubters. So what's next? For a kid who turned too small into untouchable, the answer's simple. More. More goals, more chaos, more nights where Europe's giants learn the hard way you can't data crunch passion, you can't algorithmize rage, and you definitely can't stop a rebel with a point to prove. The final whistle? It's not blowing anytime soon. Julian Alvarez is just getting started. And no tears for City, just facts. And an £82 million receipt.